was I was sick last night, and so I couldn't sleep, right? And once you don't sleep, you know, then it just sort of everything seems amplified in the kind of, you know, in terms of what's wrong. Like, I don't think I'm actually that ill right now. I just think I had a bit of a bad stomach last night, and then suddenly I'm like, stream, StarCraft, oh, uThermal, Terran, very good, you know. Whereas usually I'd be like, okay guys, we got ourselves a nice little bottom right hand Protoss player here, coloured in blue, from Thailand, representing the Africa TV. He's already building his gateway, and we know he likes to play a little bit like Haas. This is nice. That's me on a usual day, and the one before was me right now. It's like, oh, Terran. Ay. So, you know, we'll make it though. We'll survive. Bow, bow, bow. Bow. I love this StarCraft soundtrack. It's so good. SCV hunts the probe. We definitely need to make a StarCraft Christmas song, by the way. Dashing through the main, a one probe scouting way. He steals some minerals, and the SCV lets him get away. Jingle probe, checks for the CC. He sees it, knows it's not a cheese. His expansion's on the way. I've lost it. 100%, I've absolutely lost it. I give up. We're 35 minutes into stream and we're singing Christmas songs. Nexus is coming down in all seriousness, of course, and obviously does confirm the command center and all the rest of it. So that's obviously pretty good while the probe gets away. Gonna be seeing that Reaper hopping up in towards the main base and tries to get a little bit of damage done here. Nice little bop. Bops a couple of those probes away as the Adept here from Nice going to be here to obviously push that Reaper back. Push that Reaper back. Adept shades in. Oh! Adept doesn't shade in, because he knew the Reaper was just going to go to the high ground. He would rather not have the Reaper on the high ground because there's actually probes there. Now he's going to try and shade after it again, as we do see a probe coming out the front. What are you going to do? Why are you going over there? Oh! Whoa! 2 probes over here. Reaper does go down. Okay, they just go back to mine now. Okay, 2 probes that just came and have a little bit of a secret plan. I'm watching these guys. I think these two. Yeah, these two right here. Don't forget who they are. Yeah, this guy, you know, they're trying to just... Yeah, see, look. These two are in collusion. They're planning something. First they meet up over here. Then they go to mine. Then they realize that these other probes can hear them, so they go next to each other. Nah, this isn't cool. These 2 probes, I'm telling you guys, watch for them, because they are going to do something very... something's coming. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know if whether I should believe them or not. Meanwhile, 2 Adepts across the map are actually dealing damage and doing things which will actually affect the game, rather than 2 pros that actually aren't doing anything other than mining. One Adept goes down though, the other Adept is actually going to shade actually not too far back, because another Adept shows up. First Cyclone is now out though, so this is just going to be a dead Adept. And, well, the Oracle shows up and now the Cyclone's locked onto an Adept. Although the first two Marines actually get quite a lot of damage on it, and the Cyclone lock-on will be back in a moment. Locked on, is there a scan? I don't think he needs it, actually. I think that's it. Oh! Dead Oracle. I was wrong. It was 1 hit away from death. Oh! Whoa! Should probably be a bit quieter. I think my neighbors are actually in today, so I should probably cast a little bit more like shh. I'm not used to that. Viking gets the Oracle kill, and we're going to see another Oracle out down to the bottom right hand side. Third Nexus drops in from Nice here as well, and we do see the Forge coming up too. So as he goes into the Forge of Twilight, I'm just gonna say I don't like where it is. You know, have you ever been a Terran player, guys? I would say about a third of you out in the chat probably are. Well, who am I kidding? You know, like a 10% of you, because most of you play the easy races, Zerg and Protoss. But if you were a Terran player, when you drop this natural expansion, and you see a Forge right here, which is creating a natural choke point for your Marines to sit in so the Zealots can't charge and surround. It's like Merry fucking Christmas, drops. Nice, just trying to give uThermal an early Christmas present. Well, we'll see if uThermal can find and abuse that a little bit later on, as we do see the 2 new oracles showing up. This was triple oracle in total then, and that's obviously allowed Nice to be a little bit more aggressive here, continuing forwards. But honestly, uThermal's dealing with this pretty well. And as he gets his siege tank count up, he's getting a few, well, stim pack also. He's going to be ready very shortly to go into this next stage of the game in quite a strong position. Kills the oracle there as well, by the way, and obviously he knows about the stasis trap, so he will send a single marine forwards and the stasis ward going off, capturing that 1 marine. Resonating glaives and the +1, so he's actually going to go into an adept base mid game, which isn't what you usually see. Usually if you go glaives, you kind of open up glaives very quickly. This is kind of the latest glaives you would usually get in a PvT, and you can still kind of make it work out. Obviously, you're still going to have +1 glaives. It's still going to be pretty powerful. It's just not what you would see most of the time, to the point where I wouldn't even say this is necessarily the standard go-to or anything. This is much more of an aggressive, I kind of want to kill you right now sort of play, so... Just going to be seeing these adepts gathering together, but here comes the attack from uThermal. Pulls the boys across the map, so starts pulling those across here, and... well... Marines, tanks, and SCVs all coming over. I mean, adepts might be kind of good against this, because this is very marine heavy. You can shade on top so the tanks do friendly fire. I feel like there's actually quite a bit of potential here. Here you go, the adept shade comes in. First tank shots are okay. SCVs want to try and stay with the adepts, obviously, because you want to find, the whole point is these SCVs tank some shots. With +1, these marines are currently one-shottable before combat shields finishes. That's actually a huge deal. Or even with a stim pack, they're one-shottable. Well, that's actually pretty good right now, isn't it? Marines try and pull back, and they actually will get away from the majority of the friendly fire that would be caused by the adepts here. And that's nice, though. Just has, I think, a little bit too much. This mass adept play is now dying. Huh. Well, it's actually, I mean, uThermal lost all of his SCVs, right? I mean, he pulled SCVs into this. It's still kind of close, but obviously you're warping in so many adepts at a time. It feels like a pretty good counter from Nice against uThermal. It feels like he kind of... it kind of is the perfect set of units, right? Because again, the adepts can cause friendly fire from the tanks. The marines are very easily taken down by a lot of adepts. It's much better than the kind of Stalker and Mortal setup we saw before. Well, uThermal finds this drop position, but I'm not sure if this was quite what I was meaning when... yeah, I kind of thought there would be a few more units in the drop than a tank and a marine. So that's not quite, uThermal has not filled out the form correctly to receive his Christmas gift just yet. I have to write to Santa and fix that one, uThermal. We need a few more marines here. This is going to be tough, though. I mean, plus Liberator and Siege Tank coming up. Nice has that third base as well, obviously. Going in towards the Blink. Getting this ready to go. A few more devs just warping in, and we see the medic back towards the main. I mean, no Blink just yet, so you're kind of safe. The probes pull away already, maybe afraid of a Widow Mine in this. Which can obviously make a decent amount of sense. Marines picking off a bunch of probes here at the moment, getting quite a bit of damage done. 6 probes going down. Stalker gets picked off too, and over on the right side, well, getting some probes here also. I mean, these adepts in the main base are getting some damage done. We'll be able to start cleaning this up. Gets the prism, that's actually really nice. uThermal just trying to abuse the fact that he has these medevacs and the ability to move around so much here. I mean, this natural expansion still has a few adepts in, so you gotta be careful. You know what? Kill this pylon. This one pylon is literally powering all of these gateways. Oh my god, that's 7 gates on one pylon. Man, I feel like I've seen so many singular pylons, like, powering things lately. That's crazy. Liberator gonna get sieged up. uThermal trying to make this work, but he never started rebuilding SCVs, so his economy is still pretty much in shambles, and he's kind of just going to go for one more big push. Try and really hope to win the game. I think with the with just the fact that he'll have Liberators and tanks, and that siege up combined can be very, very powerful, of course. Marine 74 so we get Zealot number 1. Gonna go for a Zealot, well, Adept number 2, sorry. That's nice though. 3 Adepts doesn't lose anything. It's little things like that that will allow uThermal to maybe create this attack and maybe make it something that actually works for him. Here comes the Unsiege on everything. 2 more Liberators have just shown up, so it is time to go One more time to the SCVs. The boys coming across the map as well. He's going to drop. Huh. Interesting. Medevac's chased away there by those stalkers, which blink after it. I guess he wants to siege up this natural expansion of triple liberator, like 1, 2, 3. I guess, and then he also comes down the left side as well. Okay, okay. I can kind of see the plan here. I guess maybe it still does have more potential than one larger attack. Well, here we go. The first liberators will start to siege up, and Immortal is coming over. Tank on the low ground. Adepts are going to shade to that low ground too. Known is going to be an important position. So this means that pretty much everything is abandoned the right-hand side. And that's going to be kind of interesting. These Stalkers actually taking a lot of damage, and I feel as though all the Stalkers go down. There isn't enough anti-air. So suddenly, this is really good. And at the same time, the third base is going to go down too. uThermal's drop play has indeed caught Nice completely off guard. Now Marines in the main. Oh my god, Nice is falling apart right now. Tanks will siege up, albeit a little bit late to the party. Going to target that sentry initially here, and the other Marines going to run away. 24 probes killed, and suddenly Nice is down to 26 workers. Wow, what a play by uThermal to try and keep himself in what is very much so an almost done and dusted game. 27 workers killed in an attack that kind of had to do damage or he was going to be in a lot of trouble. Those Liberators just did so much over here, and even still there's a Liberator now which is still yet to be dealt with. Stalkers just going to blink on top there for a moment. I was like, is he just going to stand there and die? No, he's going to blink on top, Wardy. He's going to do what Stalkers can do, because he's had blink for quite a while. Alright. Well, uThermal starts up a third command center, probably maybe realizing that to some extent this game may very well go on. I'd love to see uThermal just start up more SCVs again as well, though. Like, he's also oversaturated on this natural when he has space in the main. I wonder if he's just kind of looking at his natural, and he's just like, huh, yeah, you know, I've got plenty of workers. In reality, he's like, my main base is empty. There's nothing here. Nice, with Adepts, Immortals, and Stalkers, Sentries as well, all gathering up out the front. As you see, a whole big army from uThermal. I mean, this is the thing, he's just been going and going and going and going. Man just does not stop. And right now, trying to see what he can do. A couple of Liberators get set up here. Tanks will siege. Adept's going to try and jump on top of this, but so far going to be unsuccessful in finding much. Oh, well, he finds the army now. He's going to jump just before he's ready. Tanks were not sieged up here to begin with, but there's so many Marines. It becomes a point where the Adepts just aren't really that good because there's just so many Marines. They just kill everything so fast. GG. Nice. What do you think's Terran's really good? Well, on the left-hand side, our red Terran play here is uThermal. Up against the blue Protoss player to the top right-hand side. Give it up! If it's nice. Well, it is nice, but if you're feeling nice, if you're cheering for nice. Don't Adepts counter Widow Mines? Not really. Widow Mines are very good against Adepts because they blow them up kind of fast. Like, when you're in like a big fight, for example, like one, you know, a low number of Widow Mines, like 1 or 2 Widow Mines can get set off by an Adept that shades away at the right time. But say uThermal has Widow Mines instead of tanks in that army. As long as uThermal micros correctly, and you do have to micro correctly, because when the Widow Mines go off on the Adepts, obviously the idea is they're shading on top of the Marines and they're hoping to get friendly fire. But if uThermal kites backwards at the right time, he lets the Adept shade on top, then he kites back straight away. The Adepts are just going to get blown up by Widow Mines. So, yeah, it's Widow Mines are good against Adepts, and we see Widow Mines kind of a lot against them. uThermal, I mean, the tanks kind of work too. It's kind of a similar idea where once the Adept shade in, you want to make sure those tanks are target firing Adepts that are not on top of Marines, or you kite backwards with the Marines a little bit. I wouldn't say, obviously the whole idea is that with the siege tanks you can force a fight a lot better, and that's why he goes for a 2-base siege tank push rather than a 2-base mine push. But I wouldn't say Widow Mines are bad against Adepts at all. Wardy seems a bit drunk today. Just a lack of sleep and being a bit ill. Just deciding to have some fun with the day. Okay. I'm gonna have a drink though. I've been talking nonsense for a little while now. Okay. How the hell are we an hour into this stream? What did we even do so far? Apart from watch uThermal beat up some cross players. Probe gets recalled home as a grenade comes down, pops some probes around. Drunk stream confirmed. Ay. You guys watched the Pylon show last night? Anyone? Anyone here watching the Pylon show? I watched the first half hour or so. It was really funny. But, yeah, I didn't get to see much of it. I had to try and go to bed, and then I didn't successfully go to bed, so it's kind of a lose-lose, really. Tried to go to bed, didn't manage to go to bed, and I still didn't watch the Pylon show. Was it that good? Yeah, I think it was really good. You gonna watch it right now? Don't watch it right now. Watch my stream right now. Watch the Pylon show later. That VOD will be available for years to come. I'm only here right now one time. The present doesn't relive itself unless you replay a VOD rebroadcast, which we're not gonna do because we're live. It is good though. Do watch it if you get a chance. Oh, obviously make time to watch it. Even if it involves not watching my stream, to watch it instead. I would actually suggest it because it was actually pretty good. It's very good. Oracle chilling out in the center. And you see these couple of adepts just going to go chilling out on the natural expansion. Another Oracle on the way out as well. Stargate player just continue to get set up. Third Oracle coming through is going to be pretty good for sniping down those SCVs one at a time. Ooh. Some rocks getting blown up right there. Thrilling action, live from the Cerulean Falls. We see the Oracles fly in, and they do actually pick up a Cyclone. Pretty nice. Forge coming down, Twilight Council as well, and the natural expansion to set up in towards the third base as well. We're going to introduce a Phoenix after these Oracles. Usually if you go triple Oracle to add a Phoenix on after, it starts to become very expensive, right? Starts to become quite a commitment. I didn't say get out of my stream and watch the Pylon show. I said if you have no other choice. Ay. A few devs coming down from nice down to the bottom left hand side to see what's going on here. And again, with the Twilight Council, I mean, he's got a few adepts already. Adding more gates. Is this just going to be +1 and resonating glaives again? It is. Okay. Well, a single Phoenix isn't that bad then. You can fight the Viking with it. You could lift up a Cyclone as well if it was locked onto something. It's actually, I guess, kind of a nice addition. As long as there was only one Phoenix. If you started build more than one Phoenix, I was going to be like, oh, then I would have been really confused. The one extra Phoenix is something that does make a good little bit of sense. Adepts go into the natural expansion where Marine's actually going to deal with them pretty fast. These Oracles in the main base, though, again, going to work. And overall, 7 workers killed. A nice little poke in. And a prod from Nice's. uThermal's about to get his medevacs. He's already got 3 tanks. Stim has finished and combat shields will be about to start, and I kind of get the feeling that it's time for the boys to come across the map. If you're ever feeling lonely, if you ever feel like you don't have enough going on in life, just pull the boys. They're great support. Get yourself your own SCV today. We'll do anything you tell it to. He's better than a best friend. Why? Because would your best friend come along if you said, hey dude, we're going to use you as sacrifice while we go and attack some giant laser robots? No, I bet they wouldn't. SCVs, the best friend of 2018. Oh dear, well this is going to be interesting. The tank's trying to fire on the adepts. They do a pretty good job of the Oracle damage is insane though. Gets rid of a lot of those Marines. The tank fire on the Adepts is going to be crazy. Those Adepts stayed clumped up for so long. 2 tanks surviving here with a few Marines is all it takes. And those tanks are still dishing out the damage to those Adepts right now. As we do see the Adepts going to try and jump on a tank. And, well, those SCVs helping that tank stay alive a bit longer is actually huge. No way. Okay, it just stays alive. That was actually very well done by uThermal. Because this was about to not work. This was very close to not working at all. As we're going to be seeing the bunkers coming up to try and wall the Adepts in. This is my home now. I own the key. You guys ever been locked out of your own house? That's those Adepts right there. Literally have to break down the door to get in. Mom, I forgot the key. Go away, you don't live here anymore, Jimmy. But Mom, I don't know where I live anymore. Bunker actually finishes up and it's actually gonna help right here as we're gonna be seeing some extra deaths being warped in. Marines jumping into the medevacs are gonna pull away out into the center. uThermal will be pushed back for the moment. What a hold by Nice. Had to break through his own main base to get there. But he made it. And as you do see those Marines and the medevacs going to jump back over in towards the main. And they are going to find a couple of stories. I mean, this is what uThermal did last time. As soon as it looked as though, well, you know what, Nice as held. He's up 23 workers. He's, his army's looking good. uThermal then decided to just drop Nice to death and make some moves that basically just pulled Nice apart and won him the game. So I'm not going to say anything about the state of this game right now. Theoretically, I think Nice should be okay. But after seeing game number 1, maybe uThermal's winning. Medevac coming up to the top side here. Has Wardy's casting always been this bad? Has Def Surrounds You Twitch comments always been this shit? You know what, Def Surrounds You? I'm feeling very kind, so I'm gonna slash timeout Def Surrounds You. Oh, you actually don't know how to time out with the command. You know what, I was only gonna give you a second timeout, but now you're gonna get 600 seconds. That's 10 whole minutes, which gives you literally 600 seconds to figure out why you are just an idiot. Medevac coming out through the top side. As the GC Marines just jumping in towards natural expansion. A couple probes going down. And Medevac moving back out into the center. I mean, at this stage, as the +1 armor and the blink coming through, you're going to be seeing the... again, just really nice. Just picks up... I mean, these are 9 probes he's killed so far. And again, you feel kind of good for that follow-up you had before. Marines, tanks, I mean, Liberators on the way. Getting this ready to roll. And more Marine probes going down as well. Crazy. They actually talked about this on the Pylon show last night, though. Some of you guys that aren't watching the stream right now because you turned it off to go watch the Pylon show probably know. But they talked about these guys that show up in Twitch chat and they talk as though they own the streamer. And it's just like, why don't you guys just piss off? Why don't you guys just literally go and do anything else with your life other than being sad and negative? I just don't get it. People must be really lonely. In 2018 as well, you can make so many internet friends even. You don't even have to go outside to make friends. And yet people are so lonely, they still come to Twitch chat and watch things they don't like. Because they're that sad that they want to be even sadder. It's like being emo in 2018. It's like, oh, I hate my life so much, I'm gonna make myself watch a Twitch stream I don't even enjoy. And just to make sure I don't enjoy, I'm gonna make sure I say sad things. Because I'm not sure if I'm actually not enjoying it unless I state it in the Twitch chat. What am I gonna do? I just don't. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Man, this army of Nice, though. Surely this can't die. Surely there's no way. Surely uThermal can't break this. They probably want to watch the game, but they don't like the casting. Okay, I'm gonna blow your fucking mind right here. There's actually, they actually added this into StarCraft into Twitch a little while ago. It's actually this feature called the mute button. It's actually in the bottom left of your screen. It looks like a little speaker. And you can either, there's two ways you can do it. You can either slide the volume bar down to 0, or if you just click the speaker, it'll actually just turn the casting off. And the best part is, it only turns the casting off. Like, it doesn't turn the game off. So you can still watch. Marines steering forwards here is going to be seeing SCVs pulling through. And those tanks in the background getting quite a lot done. A lot of SCVs going down the first wave of this. I mean, kind of feels like Nice is holding on quite nicely, though. Is making sure to have enough here. As you see Liberators sieging up tanks as well. Adepts, are they just going to go straight on top of this? They are. So Adepts here right away, as we're going to be seeing Stalkers jumping in. The Liberators going down pretty fast. But man, those tanks done a lot of damage to the Adepts, and uThermal has an army supply lead despite being down to 2 SCVs, with a couple of Adepts just cleaning up the last couple back at home. uThermal has this army and absolutely nothing else. Tanks have to take a moment to try and move forwards here. A couple of them are still mixed in with those Stalkers as well. The Adepts are going to get ready. These tanks need to target fire and make sure they don't friendly fire these Marines, but the Adepts are going down. Is uThermal sort of doing this? Surely not, though. Because there's just going to be more warpins, right? Gets rid of the sentry. The tank's still taking a bit of a beating here. Extra Adepts warping in. Needs to get some tank fire onto those Adepts right now. Another tank on the right side. Don't even know where that came from as the Marines stim over. I'm going to be seeing Adept after Adept after Adept going down. Oh my god. Has uThermal done it? 23 to 6 army supply right here. DT's been warped in. But there should be scans unless uThermal just dropped his mules. Oh my god. Okay, well, these DTs are going to be absolutely big right now. uThermal needs a scan desperately. He really needs a scan. Nah, there's too many probes, man. There's cannons in the mineral lines as well. I think uThermal will just about die here. As we are going to be seeing. Nice dies, right? Scan comes down, so he morphed in the Archon. Okay, Nice doesn't die, but he cleans up enough of it, surely. No? Tank micron? I mean, most of uThermal's army supply is literally in medevacs. uThermal has 4 medevacs, 1 tank, and 2 Marines. Why is he taking this fight? I think uThermal's just desperate because he knows if he doesn't take the fight, there's still mining going on. GG's. Nice. Side up 1-1. To the bottom right-hand side, our red Terran player from Team Liquid is uThermal. Up against the blue Protoss to the top left-hand side, this is Nice. You know what really gets me about people that complain on Twitch chat? No one ever just has anything constructive to say. Does anyone else think this caster just doesn't cast the game very well? How about you give some sort of example? Oh wait, because every time you do, you say something so fucking stupid that everyone in the chat laughs at you. Like, I just don't get it. People just keep complaining, but not in a good way. What do you ever think is going to come of it? Do you think because you complain, I'm not going to show up and cast the games because other people still... It just blows my mind. Don't get triggered by the pleb, but Marine Lord, I really like to get triggered by the pleb. That's what I live for. You guys think I have StarCraft passion? I just like being triggered by plebs. That's all I live for, literally. I wake up every morning, I'm like, oh, StarCraft? And I'm like, but Twitch chat might piss me off today. Hell yeah. Reaper pops out, coming down. This is going to be the engineering bay block there on the natural. As you are going to be seeing the pylon dropping in and getting set up to kind of block that factory from walling off, which can of course be very frustrating when you're going to have double gateway of units coming your way. So this is going to be Nice, getting quite aggressive, but obviously uThermal with this faster factory should have a fairly good time against this anyways. Now the racks had to float back home, which means that they has missed out on some potential marine production. That could cause some complications here as the factory will build up a tech lab. Is this a wall-off? It's a wall-off. So, on Cerulean 4, Nice got locked out of his own base by uThermal. He on Port Alexander. Nice locks himself out of uThermal's base with his pylon. I mean, okay, admittedly, like, you know, uThermal would have walked this off anyways and locked him out, but I still kind of I just find it kind of funny. As we're going to be seeing the Stalkers here. You can obviously fight for a little while, but it's just all buying time for uThermal until the Cyclone comes out. That's the important part of this. There's a few SCVs. He needs to keep this tech lab alive so he can continue to build a second Cyclone. But not only that, just because if this wall-off does go down, it is obviously very frustrating to deal with, as we do have the first couple of Marines on the way out, but the Cyclone really will be the big game changer here. Cyclone pops out, locks onto a Stalker, and there's just no way you can realistically keep pushing into this now. That's nice. Now uThermal will take down the pylon, and obviously I think he can still fit like a depot here or whatever just to finish the wall off. I mean, it's the most interesting wall off we've seen in a little while, but that doesn't make it any less important. You know what Terran can't repair? The pylon. I mean, in fact, I'm not trying to say it was a stupid idea or anything like that. It was actually kind of a cute wall off by uThermal and counter to it. It was just that, it's just after uThermal walled nice out of his own natural line in the last game. I just thought it was kind of a funny moment or so. Anyways, a few Stalkers wandering around out in the center. We do see the Nexus dropping in on the natural, and this Reaper from uThermal going to be coming up the right. So I'll get onto the map and maybe have a bit of a scout around here. And there's another Stalker coming across the map. All of these Stalkers gathering together, but I mean, time to really kind of just move into the macro game, isn't it? Nexus on the way up, Blink on the way in the Robo Facility too. And uThermal just trying to find out what he can with this Reaper. Gets all the way into the bin. He might even have the time to pick off a probe here, which would be kind of nice, but definitely low priority. Again, you really want to scout. You really want to know what the follow-up is here. Clicks on this as well, so he knows it's a Robo Facility with that Blink about halfway. Well, I say about halfway done. It's about 75% of the way done, so it's almost finished. As uThermal actually goes into a Banshee. We've seen Cloak Banshees in TvP really taking off as of late. It's something that kind of came around over the last year, I would say, as something that was fairly popular. And it's really, this patch, we just see it so often. Like, game after game after game. And it's not too expensive to commit into. It's a... Even if you kind of don't do tons of damage, like, even if there is an Observer, you can still get a few probes, and it still keeps units at home for the pros. And I think that's kind of the big thing, right? Like, you're able to really keep the pros players from doing too much. The first Stalker blinks forwards there, as the idea is to get that tank to fire without any splash. This was actually pretty good from uThermal. He had a good amount of Marines. The SCVs pre-pulled actually help a little bit as well. A few extra shots of damage and so on. And realistically now you can't really push into this anymore. It's nice, he's losing 2 more Stalkers there. And that's really kind of almost too much, I think. Marine camp's pretty good in general, as the Banshee is about to arrive in the natural. And well, you know what? Those Stalkers are not in the right place right now, guys. They're on the wrong side of the map. So he starts to recall them home. This Banshee will just come over. Will cloak up. No Observer just yet. Where's the Observer? He has one. And it's on the other side of the map. And he was building up a Warp Prism on the Robo Facility. So building up a Warp Prism meant he didn't have another Observer on the way. So this Banshee's now up to 6. Now 7 kills. Going for more. Makes it 8. As you do see this Warp Prism coming out. Heading down to the bottom right hand side. Couple more Stalkers on the way up. Again, just going to be seeing that Observer sat overhead, shield battery coming down in that main base mineral line. And again, just getting this set up to go. Siege tanks continue to pop out, continuing to get themselves sieged up. Man, already 10 probes down, and the 2 Banshees that initially made it over the map are still around. The 3rd Banshee actually going to stop and just work its way through this pylon and power a gateway. It's not a bad thing, actually. I mean, cutting the gateway production in half at this stage of the game. Definitely worthwhile. So comes over, shuts this down, and obviously kills the gateway too. Takes away a little bit of map vision, any potential repowering of the gateway. Sounds ridiculous, but say a large attack came across the map nicely, puts a pylon down here. He obviously has control of the front, then he could actually power that gateway up and warp in from it quite quickly. So just uThermal taking the... I mean, not even... it's just general kind of regular precaution. And as we do see Banshee heading up to the top. Stalkers. Oh, one Stalker go, one Marine gonna go down there. GG from me. Nice. uThermal just has too much on the counter-attack. I mean, when he lost all of those Stalkers, realistically, what did he have left? Not a lot. Plus the Banshee still dealt a whole bunch of damage. GG's.